I don't want to go to the hospital. Take me to my doctor's office. Get out of my house. Make all these cops go away. I want my mom. Sometimes patients have impossible requests, and I will tell you how to respond to those on this episode of One for the Road. There's a great story about the FBI's former chief hostage negotiator and consultant, and he went into a meeting with a client who was interviewing him for this high-priced training course on negotiation. But instead of the typical greeting, he opened with the line, "Okay, Chris, we've got your daughter, and unless you give us $1 million in the next 2 minutes, she's gonna die." Well, the negotiator, he looked across at the table and he had this steady calm in his voice, and he replied, "Come on, Bill, how do you expect me to do that? I don't even know if she's alive." Well, the businessman, he countered, but now he was kind of back on his heels. And before he knew it, he was trying to come up with the answers instead of Chris. Now, what Chris did in that meeting was a time-tested verbal technique of answering a question with an empathetic question instead of a refusal. So here's what not to say when we get that impossible request. No. Or, "I can't do that for you." Or, "Look, I'm not allowed to do that thing." Or even worse, ignoring the person's question or demand altogether, which can have disastrous results. The best answer to an unreasonable or an impossible request is formatted like this. First, start with the patient's name. So make it personal to them. And then, how am I supposed to do that when the reason that their request is impossible? So for example, "Phil, how am I supposed to do that when I haven't even confirmed if you're okay?" Or, "Susan, how are we supposed to do that when we both know that you're unable to care for yourself right now?" "Bill, how am I supposed to contact your mom when you haven't even told me her name?" Try to make the reason that you can't do what they want to do the thing that you most want to do, right? So if you haven't even checked them out, or if they can't stand on their own, make that your reason. "Look, I'm sorry, but how can I do that when I haven't even checked you out yet? I haven't looked at your heart on the monitor yet. How am I supposed to do that if you haven't even let me tell you what might be wrong with you yet?" There you have it. It's a technique that is currently used by top FBI hostage negotiators, and you can use it too. Try it out and see what you think. When you hear that impossible request, don't just say no. Ask the patient, "How am I supposed to do that?" And then let them know what you need from them. I hope you find this tool useful as I do. And I also appreciate you watching. If you've got an extra minute, go down and leave a comment and tell us what you think about that idea. I'm Steve Whitehead, and that is One for the Road.